Hey YouTubers, this is Zindrey. I'm back with a Pinball FX3 video today. We're looking at Son of Zeus on the Nintendo Switch. And this is a pretty interesting table. It's a very good example of how everything you can do digitally on a pinball table as opposed to the regular real-life pinball machines that everybody is familiar with. But I have an interesting history with this table. I think the very first Zen Studios table I ever played was Son of Zeus because I believe it was the demo table. And I want to say it was PS4, but it may have even been PS3 now that I think about it. I don't know. And I downloaded it, and to be honest, I was kind of a pinball snob then. Maybe I still am now. And I didn't give it a whole lot of attention, and I really feel bad that I didn't because it's become a pretty awesome game. Even the original tables I find are really fun to play. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this video series, is I kind of wanted to show them off and talk about them a little bit, why I'm enjoying them, why I've been converted to digital pinball after all these years. But there obviously are things you can do on a digital pinball table that you can't do on a regular one, analog, whatever you want to call it. But that's okay, because everything else you love about pinball is here. It has to have for me, speaking just my opinion, there still has to be that theme that I enjoy. You know, music, the art. Obviously the art is fantastic. I talk about the art in every single one of these videos, how impressed I am with it, and the music. But they're still incorporating basic principles of pinball games in here. They're just adding kind of digital flair to them. And in some cases there are some events, and we saw one back on Sorcerer's Lair where, you know, it could still be done mechanically, but it would probably be done pretty poorly. Being a digital table gave them a huge advantage in implementing certain events. But, you know, I don't know if other people felt this way, but at the beginning I was just turned off by it. And I'm laughing that I'm hitting the snake shot because I've done this video a couple times because of audio problems and I couldn't hit the snake shot at all, so that's funny. This is a good example of one of the events. This is kind of the Underworld event. And you obviously have to take out the three-headed dog here, Cerberus, and you can do it over multiple attempts if you can get the ball back down to the Underworld. But man, that's one of the things I don't like about this table, is that spinner over there. It just, sometimes I just cannot control it off of there, and it doesn't feel good. It feels like it's a little bit unfair. And I know that's really my own talent and things like that, but you could argue and say, well, just don't hit it over there, but there are events that side of the table come into play, so you can't really ignore it completely. The floaty physics aren't too bad on this table. I see a little bit of it. Right there is a little bit of an example of where it affects things on this table. The other complaint I have about the table is more so the left out lane than the right, but there are a lot of times where I don't touch the ball at all and it goes out the left out lane. I mean, more than a regular table. I've seen it do it on a launch. So, I mean, it's just kind of annoying after a while. I mean, obviously, what are you going to do? But I do think this is one of those times where it happens so frequently because of where the ball is on launch. But and even then, just the floaty and having the multiple lanes there. I think it may be part of having the multiple lanes there in the way they're spaced out, combined with the floaty physics. It seems like it wants to spin towards the out a little bit more often than stay in. But it could also be my imagination. Also possible. See, that spinner, that spinner's trying to take me out every time. But other than that, pretty awesome table. There's some great events. We saw one that was really not the one that I would showcase as far as the digital, how well the digital event came across. This is one of them, so I'm glad I hit that. So this is the snake. I also wasn't paying attention to the ball coming back down that fast. I joke all the time that poor Hercules never gets any help from me on this because I can't hit the snake target. So, yeah, he usually has to do it by himself. And and I just sit here, keep hitting the pinball. I try, but I don't hit it very often. It's in a weird place where it seems like I'm always to the left or to the right by just a bit, and every time I have to hit to the right, of course, I'm in danger of not being able to put the ball back in play anyway because of the spinner. So overall, it's not my favorite table Zen has done, but I do think it's a good example of what they can do with their talents as far as putting a table together. It just doesn't play as well as some other tables, but it's still fun. Like I said, I really love the theme, and I do think probably with a little bit of more practice I would be a lot better. So I don't want to scare you off just because I played this one particularly poorly, but I do. I have no doubt about it. Most of this is my own issue. So this is the Medusa event, so I get to show you a second one. The ball is going to be petrified if it goes anywhere inside that green area. It'll basically turn black and slow down. And it messes with your timing, and it also means while it's frozen in place, you're not completing the event. So it's working against you that way. But you're just trying to hit the spinner area, and every time you do, you get there's a multiplier that makes it's worth more points. And you do it so many times, and if you can, which I can't, there we go. And it's slowly wearing down the Medusas, basically. There's the petrification, and there you go, good example. I didn't get to touch that ball again, and it just seems like it wants to go to the out lane, so it does. So, gets a little irritating. Hey, 1,000,000 points. So, this one's not hard, it's just sometimes you're waiting on the ball like then, and trying to get a shot against the Medusa, and the timer's going, and you're just not going to be able to make it. So sooner or later she's going to get tired and go away. And is that my last ball? Maybe my last ball. Nope, I have one more. I just hit the skill shot. I don't know if you noticed that. There's some rotating drop targets. I just hit the other drop target. And there's that left out lane again, folks. But yeah, the left drop targets are rotating sequentially during the launch, and you basically need to line your shot up with one of the ones that is, in the up position, and if you hit it, you'll get the skill shot. So all there is to it for that. Pretty straightforward. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to get a little bit better at this table the more I play, but I tend to end up spending my time on other tables. So I'm going to have to make a point to play this one a little bit more often. That time we were lucky, folks. The out lane, that time it was gravity was on our side. And all right, so I got another event to show you. So this is the Hydra. I wasn't expecting to get to show you all three of these. But as the story goes, he needs to slay all the heads of the Hydra. I love the animation of him just clobbering him with the club over the top. I had noticed that before, but that's pretty good. And we'll see if we can take a couple more shots at it. There we go, I got one. And kick back into a Hydra. That's right, you didn't see the dreaded kick back into the Hydra move coming, did you? And I don't know if I'm going to get another shot at him. Oh, too far wide. Brawler multi-ball. Okay, I don't actually know what I did just to create this, but if it's multi-ball, we did have more shots on the Hydra, but it looks like the Hydra bit is gone. There goes the out lane again. But right now, I'm just trying to keep the balls in play here for multi-ball. Don't know what I really should be going after. They do pretty good table guides for these Zen Studios tables, but I have not gone through all of them. Wow, I was looking at the playfield underneath, and I just didn't notice the ball on the top playfield. That was totally my fault. I do like this little bit underneath. I don't always like the under playfield kind of things, but usually that one seems pretty fair and straightforward. I hit the snake shot a couple times. Alright, let's see if we can... Nope! Not gonna break the glass that time. There's actually a pretty neat event that I believe goes with the table achievement. And I think I came pretty close one time to getting the achievement, but that whole event is surprising and really cool, so I'm not going to spoil it for you, but then they give you an idea of something to work towards while you're playing this table, is to figure out what the event and the achievement are all about. And I just barely saved that one too. So overall, I'm not doing too badly this game. I'm not sure I'm making a lot of progress towards a high score, but I don't know why. I only got the one shot on that before it was over, but that's fine. But yeah, I'd like to hear from you guys about your impressions of the Zen Studios tables. If you have a favorite, or do you have one that you absolutely don't like? I mean, that's a valid opinion too. So if you want to, leave a comment and let me know, and I may address that at some point. I'm thinking about doing a rankings video, obviously just my own personal opinions. But as I play all these tables, I am getting a much stronger opinion about what order of the tables I prefer, as far as which ones do I want to play the most and why. So I may share that. The volcano is lit. Get the ball to the top. No. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Well, at least you got a good look at that upper playfield up there for a second. That may be it. Let's see. But this is a good table. Like I said, I recommend you try it out. And this one, I don't know if I mentioned this, I think this table comes out in a DLC pack with Adventureland. So I think there's a 2-pack purchase for those two tables together. And Adventureland is going to be the next video I post up, so you'll get a chance to see how that table goes as well. I'll give you a preview and say it's one of my favorites on the Zen Studios originals. So if you like this one, then that DLC pack is probably something you'll be interested in. And I think that's true for all the platforms, not just the Nintendo Switch. I think that's sold as a 2-pack. So if you have a different platform, you can look at that. And hey, look at that, folks. It's not a great high score. It's only in the 14,000 range for the leaderboards. But on camera, I set a personal best. So good for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for a minute, looking at this table. And I hope you'll join me for the next ones. I'm looking forward to doing those a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed them as much as I enjoyed doing them. But until then, take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.